Okay, so yo, what is up, guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm gonna be teaching you guys Python. This is gonna be a beginner tutorial, so if you already know some of this stuff, I wouldn't recommend you watching this. So let's get into the video. First, I recommend you downloading a code editor. Now, it can be any code editor. It should be able to support Python, such as Atom, VS Code, which is the version I'm using right now, which is the code editor I'm using right now. PyCharm, it's great, but then like you need to download all the plugins and all. Sublime Text is good and easy, but then you can't use half of the stuff because there should be plugins. So yeah, let's get into the video. So first, I'm actually going to be making a tutorial on how you can get Python on VS Code and download all the important extensions. For now, we are going to be focusing on Python and Python only. So first, we're going to be printing out hi. So print over here is a function which allows you to print stuff on your terminal, such as if I want to go like run this program, it's gonna print out saying hi. Now actually I want to show you guys something cool that you guys can run the program using your terminal. So py main.py. Now that command will run this, and there we have it. So this is pretty cool. And print is a function which will allow you to print stuff on your terminal. So yeah. Now we're going to be looking at variables. Variables could be anything such as message. If I want to put out a message saying hello there, okay, we can go ahead and print the message by default. So there we have it, and let's run this code. It's going to print out saying hello there. Now there's a downside to this, that if you spell message wrong, suppose if I go message, the code will give an error to me saying that you spelled the message wrong, or it's gonna say it's not identified because we just spelled it wrong. So if I put that, I'm just gonna get, and there we have it. So this is how variables in Python look like. Now you can use variables for so many things. Once we get into the tutorial, you'll be able to use variables for pretty much everything. So for now, let's actually use the variable. So suppose I want to go like first name. Now in Python, it's okay. So I'm going to create a variable name first name, and I'm going to be putting my name. Okay. Now that now what I would recommend you doing is putting an underscore after that, because if you want to make your Python code look clean, so you can just use the underscore, and it is actually compulsory to use the underscore, or Python won't be able to pick out this long variable. Now your variable should be above 10 to use like the underscore, but I'm just going to be using it for the first name because underscore looks better. So last name. So last name. Okay. Okay. Now I can print both of the stuff out. So I'm going to go print. I'm going to put the first name. So first name, do that. Last name. Just run that code, and it's going to print out saying day. Now, I'm actually going to be showing you guys something cool. Let me just remove my last name. And what I'm going to be doing is for day, I'm going to be putting it D. So all of these stuffs are in lower caps. So if I go day dot upper and then put this. So now if I run the code, all this stuff is going to be in caps, which is pretty cool. And you can use it for so much stuff. Now, I will actually tell you guys something, that if you want the only D to be capital, as in like it's like my first word or like my first letter in my name, I'm going to be going title. Do that. That's not our code, only D capital, even though it's over here. So yeah, that's pretty cool. And there are more functions like these, but to be honest, all of those functions are not that very useful. And these are the main function you should be knowing. Now, I'm actually going to be showing you guys something cool. I will give you guys an assignment, okay? Or you can complete it. So the assignment is you need to, okay, so you're going to be writing, suppose there's a patient named Dr. Smith, and her age is, her age is 56. Okay, now I want you guys to print that out, but this time Dr. and Smith over here. So Dr. and Smith by default should be using titles. So I'm gonna be giving you guys 10 seconds, or you know what, you guys can just pause the video. For now, I'm just gonna move on. So the Dr. Smith. Okay, so I'm gonna go first name, Doctor. Second name, I mean last name, Smith. Now, what I'm gonna be doing is I'm gonna be writing a code. So I'm gonna go age first. I'm just gonna write the age, which was 56, and we're gonna be going to print. Now this time, first name is another variable. It's a first name and the last name are not gonna be together. So I'm gonna go title, and now I can go back there and hit last name dot title again, and now I can just go ahead and print out the age. In fact, you know what? Let me just boom. There we have it, folks. So let's go ahead and do that. Dr. Smith 56. Okay, so that looks pretty cool. And this is a clean Python code. So you guys can use this to your advantage when you get like, okay, so I won't tell you guys what is this used for. Once we get into the tutorials more, I will just tell you guys what this is used for. Usually it's used for database to store some data in one of the bases in Python. So yeah. Let's actually move on. So, you know how I told you guys variables are so useful when it comes to Python? It is really useful. But for now, we are going to be creating a variable saying number. Okay, so I'm going to go number 1, which is going to be a variable. And I'm going to go 5. Okay, and I'm going to be creating a number 2. I'm going to be naming it 5. And then I'm going to be writing a Python code which will add both of them. So Python num1 plus num2. Now, you guys know what's gonna happen. The people who actually know what int is, you guys are gonna know the output is gonna be 55. Well, if we want the output to be 10, so what I will do is I will write int. Int is a thing used for, okay, I wouldn't say, it's like a function used to identify that that's a number. And when it's the number, let me just, I think it's gonna get bracket, so this time it's gonna be 10. So it's a number. Now in Python, we are gonna, okay, so if we don't put int, it's gonna be an integer, and 5 plus 5 will be 55, which is an integer form. And if we want it to be the normal addition and subtraction, we need to put int. Now float. Let's go and put a float over there. Let me just see what happens if I do that. I got a point. So float is pretty much like a decimal you can use, which I wouldn't say is useful and all, but if you want, you can just put it. So yeah. Now I'm actually gonna be giving you guys a task, a very simple task. You need to ask the user to input their name, their last name, and the age. Now what I would recommend you doing is to calculate in which year were they born. Okay, so the date from here to that time. So I'm just gonna be giving you guys the answer. You guys can pause the video and do it by yourself if you can. So yeah, first I'm gonna go first name. I'm just gonna put my name in it. I'm gonna go last name. I'm gonna put my name in it. I mean my last name in it. So now you guys know the name is there. Now I need to calculate the age. So suppose I am 13 right now, so I need to calculate my age. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give like the Python interpreter age. So I'm gonna start with 2000. Okay. Now here what I'm going to be doing is whatever I'm going to be writing for 2000, for now it's 2021, right? So I should be 14. So if I go age, okay. Now I'm actually going to be writing a simple Python code. So I'm going to be writing uh, age 1. I'm going to be writing So pretty much it's gonna calculate in which year were they born. So I'm gonna go input and I'm gonna write your age. Now I'm gonna be writing if statement. If age 1 is equal something. Okay, it could be anything. So now I'm gonna print out age minus, which I'm not gonna be minusing. I'm just gonna be asking their birth year. So age minus age 1, and hopefully it should do the work. Now here you're gonna be asking weight, so we just use the if statement, but like whatever the user is gonna put. So I'm gonna go my age. So I'm 13, and it does nothing. It absolutely does nothing. Now the reason behind this is, look, I wrote input, but this time I didn't use int, so it won't be able to calculate my age. It's just gonna say input 13, and it's gonna be completely done. So here the age is 2000. So I'm just gonna remove this, and what I'm gonna be doing is age is equal whatever it is, and I'm gonna go 2000. Or for now it's 2021, so I'll go 2021. It's gonna calculate my birth year, but this time it won't actually do it because there's no variable named 2021. So I'm gonna go 13. Look, it did nothing. We are not using int over here, which is a formal mistake every coder does. So I'm just gonna put an int. Nope. Okay, this is okay. I'm gonna use int. It's still not gonna run the code as like if it's gonna ask my age. You guys can see it doesn't do anything because if statement is done. But what about the else statement? If statement couldn't be completed without the else statement. So here we got our first name, which is now not necessary. In fact, we are just gonna be focusing on a machine which is gonna be able to calculate in which year were we born. So age. So for now it's 2021. And yeah, so I'm just actually gonna be going in real quick. So for now, age is equal, is equal 2021 int. Uh, okay. Now let's try calculating the age, but this time I'm not gonna be putting any int. I'm gonna be writing simple age. So do that. Let's see. Hopefully it should give me the answer. And oops, I forgot. I did a big mistake. I forgot to print it out. So print whatever the age. Okay, so for this I'm actually gonna be writing yes, and I'm gonna be writing print yes. And there we got an error saying that yes is not a statement. So I'm gonna go like that. Boom. That's it. Um, still shows yes is not an error, but even though if yes is not defined, I did just create a variable name yes, so I think there's a problem. So age 1 is equal. Sorry, my mic just got cut out. I think you were able to hear me breathe because like I wasn't speaking anything for a while. So yeah, sorry about that. And okay, so now we are back into the tutorial 2021. There we have it, 2007. So now I'm just gonna print out the age 1. There we have it. So we made it. We created a thing which is gonna be able to calculate our age. So that's pretty cool. Now let's move on to another tutorial. Sorry, I was stuck there for a while. So yeah, we're gonna be using hashtags. Now, if you guys don't know what hashtag is, we're saying hi But okay, so if I go put a command here saying I'm gonna go print hi, it's not gonna print out anything because we are using it hashtag. Hashtags are pretty much to be fair, hashtags are pretty useful if I'm gonna write this is the main code. I'm gonna write that. I'm gonna go okay, and I'm gonna put another space. Sorry, I'm gonna go another way like this. This is the starting code. So that way I'm gonna be able to understand that oh this is gonna be like the starting code and I'm gonna say hi. So it's gonna make sense a lot because as in like if we're writing some high code where suppose I'm creating a game and I want to create a block and in that block if I want to write that this is block one, that is block two, I'm just gonna be able to use hashtags, which is pretty useful. So yeah. Now I actually wanted to show you guys something cool, but I don't think it's for beginners. Even though I will just show you guys. So much how this works is if you put okay, so I'm gonna go like okay, print not really print, I'm gonna just say names is equal. Okay, so I'm gonna go like that. They okay. So now if I go ahead and print name one, it's gonna only say potato. Now in Python, if I go and put 0 over here, it's gonna print out my first name. Now in Python, we are pretty much aware that the computer language is 0, 1, 2, and in like our normal language, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's like that. But in computer language, it's like that. So that does make sense. So if I wanna write another name saying so I don't know what I'm writing. Yeah, just stick to it. And I'm gonna do that. And now if I go and run 4, now actually, what you're gonna now you're probably gonna wonder, wait, there's no 4. What is it gonna do if I just enter the 4? It's gonna say syntax error. There's no 4 because this is 0, 1, 2, 3. So now if I go ahead and do 3 this time, let's see. Gives that thing high. So that's it for part 1. Make sure to leave a like and sub to my channel if you enjoyed it, and I'll be posting another part. Okay, so I'm going to be posting part 2 in next week. So yeah, make sure to leave a like and sub to my channel. Bye bye.